What if I told you that the very seafood on your plate, the meal you trust to keep you healthy, could be the thing silently sabotaging your heart, your joints, and even your brain? For millions of Americans over 60, that quiet seafood dinner is no longer just a simple meal. It has become a critical decision between healing and harm. Some of the most popular seafood choices are, quite frankly, poisoning you slowly. Yet others, backed by solid science, can empower your body to reverse aging from the inside out, helping you live a longer, more vibrant life. In this video, I'm going to lay out the unvarnished truth. We will expose the 3 most dangerous seafoods that seniors should absolutely never touch. Then, I'll reveal the 3 powerful marine superfoods you should be incorporating into your diet weekly to shield your heart, sharpen your mind, and keep your body moving smoothly well into your 70s, 80s, and even your 90s. The core of the problem? The worst seafoods are often the ones we've been told for years are healthy. Meanwhile, the best ones are frequently buried, forgotten, or dismissed as strange because they don't line the pockets of massive food corporations. If you've been waking up feeling stiff, perpetually tired, or just mentally foggy, the answer could be hiding in plain sight on your dinner plate. One type of fish can poison you. Another might just save your life. Stay with me, because this information could change everything for you. Let's begin with the 3 worst offenders for seniors, all backed by clinical evidence. Number 1, tilapia, the supposed healthy fish that is actively inflaming your joints and brain. For years, tilapia has been presented on dinner plates across America as the ultimate safe bet. It's light, it's affordable, and it's incredibly easy to prepare. But lurking behind its clean white flesh is a significant danger for older adults. This fish, particularly the farm-raised version that dominates our supermarkets, stands as one of the most inflammatory foods a senior can consume. You see, tilapia possesses a dangerously high concentration of omega-6 fatty acids, the very same type linked to chronic, body-wide inflammation. When you are over 60, inflammation ceases to be a mere buzzword. It becomes the silent, insidious root of debilitating joint pain, heart disease, arthritis, and even progressive memory loss. Your body's sensitivity increases with age, while its ability to balance fats diminishes. Unlike beneficial omega-3s that soothe inflammation, omega-6s act like fuel on a fire. And tilapia? Astoundingly, it contains more inflammatory omega-6s than a serving of bacon. Let that sink in for a moment. But the issues don't end there. Nearly 95% of the tilapia sold in the U.S. is imported from overseas factory farms, many in regions with alarmingly lax health regulations. These fish are typically raised in crowded, unsanitary ponds and fed a diet of animal waste, cheap corn, and soy pellets. To keep them alive in these squalid conditions, producers resort to using antibiotics that are expressly banned in the United States. These chemicals do not simply vanish when the fish is packaged and sold. They end up inside your body. I recall one of my patients, a 74-year-old retired teacher named Arthur. He came to me describing a deep, persistent ache in his knees and baffling swelling in his hands. His blood work confirmed it: elevated inflammatory markers and critically low omega-3 levels. Yet Arthur was unknowingly worsening his condition with every heart-healthy portion of grilled tilapia. After a mere 2 months of eliminating it from his diet and substituting better options, his pain diminished by over 50%. He was absolutely floored, and his case is far from unique. Make no mistake, tilapia may appear pristine, but inside your body, it acts as a slow poison. It fails to provide the brain and joint support you critically need at this stage of life. It actively steals it. So if you've been consuming tilapia under the impression that it's the safe choice, it's time to stop. Your body deserves far better, and it is pleading for it. Number 2. Canned tuna, the trusted pantry staple that is silently clouding your mind. It's a go-to food in almost every American senior's kitchen, a simple can of tuna. It seems so lean, straightforward, and inexpensive. It feels like a safe, reliable source of protein, especially when you're watching your weight or cooking for one. However, for older adults, particularly those over 65, canned tuna can morph into a quiet toxic trap, specifically the albacore or white tuna variety. The danger lies in what you cannot see in that small metal can: mercury. And often, It's more than your aging body can possibly manage. As we get older, our bodies become markedly less efficient at purging heavy metals like mercury. Our kidneys slow, our detoxification pathways weaken, and our brains become far more susceptible to damage. Canned albacore tuna is a prime example of this risk. It contains up to 3 times more mercury than its skipjack or light tuna counterparts. The FDA itself issues stern warnings for older adults and pregnant women to limit its consumption severely. Despite this, many seniors continue to eat it weekly, sometimes even daily, believing it benefits their heart. Internally, however, it's achieving the very opposite. One of my patients, a 69-year-old widow named Eleanor, sought my help after experiencing frequent and distressing brain fog, occasional tremors, and sudden, frightening memory lapses. Her blood mercury levels were high, far too high for someone her age. The source? A diet heavily reliant on canned albacore tuna. She had been eating it nearly every day for lunch, convinced it was her safest protein source. Once we eliminated it and began supporting her detox systems with targeted nutrients, her mental clarity slowly started to return. It was a profound wake-up call she had never anticipated. Mercury does not simply pass through you, it bioaccumulates. It breaches the blood-brain barrier and can silently inflict damage on memory, coordination, and even speech. For seniors, who are already at a higher risk for dementia and balance issues, this is deeply alarming. And don't be deceived by labels like wild-caught or packed in water. Mercury is indifferent to how your tuna is packaged. The critical factors are the species and the frequency of consumption. Canned albacore, no matter its presentation, poisons you slowly, with each bite contributing to a toxic burden your body can no longer sustain. Number 3. Farm-raised catfish. The beloved comfort food coated in a layer of hidden chemicals. It's a celebrated dish in southern kitchens, at church dinners, and family picnics across the nation. Crispy, golden, and comfortingly familiar, catfish feels like nourishment for the soul. But for seniors, especially those over 60, farm-raised catfish is a hazardous illusion. Beneath its mild taste and flaky texture lies a grave threat, a toxic cocktail of hormones, antibiotics, and chemical residues that your aging body simply cannot fend off as it once could. Today, over 80% of the catfish available in the U.S. is imported primarily from countries like Vietnam and China. These massive aquaculture operations often raise fish in overcrowded, polluted ponds where diseases spread rampantly. To ensure the fish survive, they are fed a continuous diet of antibiotics, growth hormones, and even malachite green, a chemical so dangerous it's banned in the U.S. due to its links to liver toxicity and cancer. And yet, independent testing continues to detect its traces in imported catfish destined for American dinner tables. What's even more concerning is that seniors metabolize these contaminants at a much slower rate. As your liver and kidneys age, their ability to filter toxins struggles. This means harmful residues can accumulate, silently damaging your metabolism, suppressing your immune system, and overburdening organs that are already working overtime. One of my long-term patients, a 76-year-old retired mechanic named David, shared that he'd been eating fried catfish every Sunday for more than a decade. He cherished it, saying it reminded him of home. Over time, however, he developed chronic indigestion, inexplicable skin rashes, and a profound, bone-deep fatigue. After conducting targeted lab work, we discovered high levels of nitrofuran metabolites and clear indicators of liver strain. Once he ceased eating imported, farm-raised catfish and began cleansing his diet, his symptoms started to recede. David described it as a heavy fog finally lifting. This is not an isolated incident. Farm-raised catfish not only lacks the healthy fats your brain and heart desperately need, but it also delivers exactly what your body fears most at this age: inflammation, toxicity, and immune disruption. It poisons you one bite at a time. So the next time catfish appears on the menu, whether grilled, fried, or blackened, ask about its origin. If it's farm-raised and imported, you are far better off choosing something else. Now that we've exposed the worst offenders, let's shift our focus to the positive side. Not all seafood is dangerous. In fact, 3 specific ocean superfoods can help rebuild your joints, sharpen your mind, and reignite your energy after 60. Let's discuss the foods you should be eating every single week. The 3 best seafoods for seniors. Eat these weekly. Number 1. Sardines. The tiny fish that packs a mighty anti-aging punch. At first glance, they seem insignificant, small, oily, and often relegated to the bottom shelf of the supermarket. They are hardly the centerpiece of a senior's grocery list. But what if I told you this humble little fish could protect your heart, nourish your brain, fortify your bones, and potentially add vibrant years to your life? Because it can. The science on this is irrefutable. Sardines may well be one of the most potent anti-aging foods accessible to seniors today. Unlike larger predatory fish that accumulate toxins and mercury over their long lives, sardines are small, short-lived, and exceptionally clean. This translates to very low levels of contaminants, a crucial advantage for older adults whose livers and kidneys are already under strain. Their true power, however, resides in what they carry: a rich trove of omega-3 fatty acids, calcium, vitamin D, selenium, iron, and vitamin B12. These are the very nutrients seniors urgently require to remain sharp, mobile, and energized. As you age, inflammation becomes your silent adversary. It methodically erodes your joints, clouds your thinking, weakens your heart, and saps your energy. Sardines are brimming with EPA and DHA, 2 forms of omega-3s demonstrated in numerous studies to drastically reduce systemic inflammation, lower triglycerides, and shield the aging brain from cognitive decline. Furthermore, sardines offer a rare combination: bioavailable calcium and vitamin D in a single, natural package. For seniors contending with osteoporosis or striving to maintain balance and mobility, this is immensely significant. The tiny, soft, edible bones within the sardine serve as an incredible source of absorbable calcium, while the naturally occurring vitamin D enables your body to utilize that calcium effectively, a synergy many over-the-counter supplements fail to replicate. I remember my patient, Helen, 72, who came to me after fracturing her wrist from a simple fall in her garden. Her bone scans revealed signs of thinning, despite her having taken calcium pills for years without noticeable improvement. We analyzed her diet: virtually no seafood and very little vitamin D. I proposed a simple change: 2 servings of wild-caught sardines a week, packed in olive oil with no added salt. Just 6 months later, her follow-up skin showed tangible improvement in bone density. More importantly, she reported that her balance felt more secure. "I feel stronger on my feet," she told me, "and sharper in my mind." This is no coincidence. It's about protecting your independence and your clarity. Sardines are medicine in a can. Number 2. Wild-caught Alaskan salmon. The healing fish that rebuilds you from the inside out. If a single seafood deserves a permanent spot in your kitchen, it is wild-caught Alaskan salmon. This is more than just a healthy choice. It is a therapeutic food. For seniors, it provides support to nearly every system that begins to show wear with age: your heart, your brain, your joints, and even your skin. If you are someone who values not just living longer, but living well, this fish could quietly transform your life. As we get older, inflammation becomes the silent saboteur. You can't always feel it, but it's there, in your arteries, in your brain, in your knees. Wild-caught salmon is one of the planet's richest sources of EPA and DHA, the 2 omega-3 fatty acids clinically proven to extinguish that inflammatory fire. A major study from Harvard University revealed that older adults who consumed fatty fish like salmon just twice a week experienced a 35% lower risk of cognitive decline over a 5-year period. That isn't from a supplement. That's the power of real food. But salmon does more than protect. It actively helps rebuild. It is loaded with astaxanthin, a powerful antioxidant naturally abundant in wild salmon but virtually absent in their farmed counterparts. Astaxanthin has been shown to enhance skin elasticity, improve circulation, and support eye health, all critical areas where the aging body begins to falter. It's the very compound that gives wild salmon its brilliant pink-orange hue, and it's one of the most effective anti-aging nutrients found in nature. Then there is the heart. Seniors over 65 face a much higher risk of heart attacks and strokes. Salmon helps to balance cholesterol, lower blood pressure, and protect arterial walls. It's even been linked to improved heart rate variability, a key marker of cardiac resilience that typically declines with age. This means your heart becomes more adaptive and protected, often without needing medication. My patient Richard, age 77, had weathered 2 minor heart events in 5 years. He came to me exhausted, overweight, and convinced he was on a permanent decline. We reviewed his diet, which contained very little seafood and a lot of processed meats. I encouraged him to try wild-caught salmon twice a week, simply grilled with herbs and olive oil. Within 3 months, his blood pressure dropped, his cholesterol stabilized, and he began walking every morning again. "Doc," he told me, "I feel like my engine got a full oil change." This isn't a miracle, it's accessible science. But the catch is this: it must be wild-caught. Farmed salmon is an entirely different animal, often laden with dyes, antibiotics, and poor nutrition. Seek out wild Alaskan varieties like sockeye or coho. They are clean, nutrient-dense, and free from the toxins that can harm a senior's sensitive system. Number 3. Atlantic mackerel. The overlooked superfish that recharges your body's batteries. Most Americans barely notice it. It doesn't feature prominently on restaurant menus, and it rarely finds its way into the average grocery cart. But for seniors, especially those grappling with low energy, brain fog, or heart concerns, Atlantic mackerel may be one of the most powerful, healing foods you're currently not eating. Rich in omega-3s, vitamin B12, selenium, and CoQ10, this small, oily fish delivers precisely what the aging body needs to repair, protect, and recharge itself from within. While salmon is a champion at reducing inflammation, Atlantic mackerel excels at fueling your mitochondria, the very power plants inside your cells. This becomes more critical than ever after age 60, when energy production naturally dips, memory can slow, and muscle strength may fade. But what truly distinguishes mackerel is its safety profile. Unlike larger fish like king mackerel or swordfish, Atlantic mackerel is extremely low in mercury. This makes it one of the safest and best fish for seniors to eat on a weekly basis. The FDA even lists it among the best choices. You get all the brain-boosting benefits without the toxic risk. I once treated Margaret, a 73-year-old retired nurse, who presented with symptoms all too familiar to many seniors: chronic fatigue, frustrating forgetfulness, and a general feeling of being slowed down. Her lab work revealed low B12 and clear signs of mitochondrial dysfunction. Instead of immediately prescribing pills, I recommended she add Atlantic mackerel to her meals twice a week. She returned 6 weeks later with tears in her eyes. "I'm driving again without worrying," she said. "I don't lose my words mid-sentence. I feel like I have myself back." Medical research supports this. A 2020 study found that seniors who regularly consumed high-quality oily fish like Atlantic mackerel had 25% better cognitive scores and greater resilience against fatigue. This isn't just a fish, it's fuel for the second half of your life. So let's be clear. Your seafood choices matter more now than ever. The wrong ones, tilapia, albacore tuna, and farm-raised catfish, can slowly erode your well-being. But the right ones can be your most powerful allies. Sardines, wild-caught salmon, and Atlantic mackerel are not exotic or complicated. They are simple, accessible, and proven tools to add life to your years. I've seen it time and again with my patients. Small changes yield big results. You don't need a miracle pill. You need the right food, chosen with intention. So here is my challenge for you. This week, commit to making just one swap. Exchange one of the bad fish for one of the good ones. Then, come back to this video and share your success in the comments by writing "Challenge Complete" and telling me which swap you made. Let's support each other on this path to better health. And if you are ready to take full control of your health journey, hit that subscribe button right now. In our next video, we're exposing the 3 health vegetables that are secretly fueling inflammation. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for investing your time in your health today. Here's to living life on your own terms.